Patek Philippe, Longa Anzona, Richard Mille, George Clooney, maybe a Ferrari. Yeah, no.
With the new year rolling in, I've been trying to gather my thoughts on how exactly I want this year to go. Work, the channel, and of course, gear, stuff, and watches. It's good to have goals. After all, it gives me a reason to get up and go to work every day. Look, everybody's different. Some people have a New Year's resolution to read more books or donate more time or money to charity. Me? I want to buy more stuff. I'm just kidding. But there are a lot of well-made and interesting things that I would like to add to my collections. So without further ado, here are my collection goals for 2023. All right, so I'm kind of cheating here because I already made my first purchase of 2023. Technically, I made it right before the new year, but it was with 2023 in mind. I bought a Hamilton. And surprisingly, I didn't buy the one that I had in mind. I thought if I was going to purchase a Hamilton this year, it would be the Ventura, which is a watch that I still think is really cool and I would like to purchase at a later date. But the kind people at Salzman's Watches sent me a few pieces to review, and I kind of fell in love with the Hamilton, which is a watch I will be reviewing once I've had some good wrist time with it. So I did buy a Hamilton. I guess the only question is now, will I still be purchasing the Ventura this year? Putting Hamilton aside, there are a couple brands that I really like that I've never actually experienced. One of them is Longines and the other is Nomos. Now, I've had my eye on the Nomos Club for a while, and I'm not exactly sure which colorway, but I think this would be a great pickup this year. As time goes by, I'm starting to develop a greater appreciation for the value and quality of Nomos. As for Longines, I really like the Legend Diver, the Spirit Zulu Time, and the Ultrachron. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to try any of these on yet, and I think that fit and how it looks on my wrist will be the ultimate determining factor of which one I choose. But my intention is to purchase a Longines this year. But not every watch I'd like to add is expensive. I've long been a fan of Orient, but I've never actually owned one. I'd like to explore their diver collection and see if anything really jumps out at me, and I want to do a deep dive on their Bambino models as well. I would be surprised if I don't pick up at least one Orient this year. Now, just because I have some goals doesn't preclude me from making some impulse purchases as well. There should be some interesting and new releases in 2023, and part of my budgeting for this year is to leave myself with enough resources that I can pick up something that I didn't otherwise know was going to exist, like a new Seiko or something cool from G-Shock or Citizen. Well, it's not all watches with me. I like a lot of things, and I really like boots and shoes. I have a couple pairs from Allen Edmonds, a couple from the Thursday Boot Company, a couple pairs from Grant Stone, a pair of Red Wing Iron Rangers, and a pair of Wolverine 1000 Mile boots. That's a lot already, and I should probably do a boot shoe collection video soon, but I have some goals to add more to the collection. I want to explore that higher tier of shoe boot manufacturing. I'm curious if you get a diminished return on your investment, or if they're really worth spending that much more money on. So I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be Viberg, White, or Nix boots, but I'm definitely adding at least one pair of those boots to the collection before the year ends. I think I'm leaning towards Nix though. You can kind of design them yourself with all the options that they give you. Then they build them for you and send them out later. Also, I'd like to take a trip up to New York and visit Carmina. They make high quality footwear for women as well as men. And though I tend to lean heavily in the direction of men's footwear, I should at least take a look at their women's section. So I'm not exactly sure what boots or shoes I will end up with as the year progresses, but I hope to add 3 or 4 higher quality pairs to the collection this year. And again, leaving myself with enough resources that if, say, Allen Edmonds or some other company comes out with something cool and new, I can always pull the trigger on it if I want to. This one's easy. I want a wax canvas jacket. I've never had one, and honestly, I haven't seen that many in person. But they look really cool, and I need a mid-grade, lighter jacket to help round out what I already have. Which company? I'm not sure yet, but I am open to suggestions. Maybe I should just DM Michael over at the Iron Snail and ask him what I should be looking at. After all, it was one of his reviews that heavily influenced the purchase of my wool-lined raw denim Filson jacket that I'm wearing right now. As for EDC, I'm dabbling. I have a couple cool lighters already, and I definitely need to purchase a new wallet this year. I'll probably just watch a slew of videos of cool EDC stuff and pick up the things that make the best impression on me. So I have this vision of creating a space in my living room dedicated to a growing collection of the finer things that I have learned to appreciate over the last few years. I really like bourbon. I'm open to scotch, but so far bourbon is what I love. I don't think I've talked about my strong interest in wine and winemaking, but that's something I've studied off and on for a couple years now. I started smoking a pipe last year, and I've also been exploring cigars as well. I decided that I wanted to start with a higher-end bottle of bourbon, so I purchased a bottle of Remus Gatsby Reserve to be the first bottle towards building what I hope to be an interesting and enjoyable collection. I'll be speaking more about this bottle and its contents once it's arrived and I've had some time to experience it. So while I don't have any specific goals in terms of booze and tobacco, I am always open to suggestions because this is something that I am actively exploring right now. I just want to thank everyone for their patience over the last few weeks. I was monumentally busy working 60 hours a week. I got sick. I'm still sick. I've desperately been trying to not strain my voice today because I just got it back. Oh, and my computer crashed. Any of you who follow me on Instagram know of my computer troubles. But I'm back now, and I'm ready to hopefully have a very productive year for the channel. I'd also like to give a shout out to Oshin. I took his advice on what computer to buy, and so far I really love my new Mac. So big thank you to him, and thank you to everyone for watching the video. If you're new here and you enjoyed the content, then I encourage you to hit that subscribe button so you know when I post my next video. But in the meantime, I picked out some other fun videos over here to keep you busy until I post the next one.